Welcome everyone to a compromised interview. Today I have with me Kelsey and Chris Olson from Reverence Coffee in East Peoria. Welcome you two.
Hey, good to see you.
Thank
Good
you.
to be
Thank you.
here.
Yes, thank you for coming. It's been 7 or 8 months that we've been trying to link up and it hasn't happened. So
I was gonna say,
We're
long
doing
time
it.
coming for you,
yeah,
but hey,
yeah,
we're here.
We're excited.
Episode one. Let's go.
yeah, yep. I do want to say before we get too far that not only do I want to thank you for coming, but I want to thank you for the support along the way because this interview is all the interviews that I'm doing is about the guests. Like I want to create a community within a community where all the community leaders kind of support one another and their vision, their mission for what they want to do. And um, despite all of that, when I asked you to be guests, um, you were really supportive of my success, and my success is really your success. But you've been persistent with seeing me be successful and supportive along the way with my struggles and everything. And so I wanted to make sure I thanked you right now for that.
Oh, of course. I mean, the small business community finds a way to rally around each other. So I saw a friend starting something awesome, and yeah, we're happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely. It's
Thank
not easy, so good
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. I'm going to hit you with an unsuspecting question,
Oh,
a little bit unrelated to our topic, but it's on my mind because Halloween had just passed. Um, and so when we think about rating candy bars, like number one, is it just me or is it universally accepted that Snickers is one and we're just talking about number two?
stop it.
I'm not. Snickers,
No.
frozen Snickers, I can get down with anytime, but
The ice cream ones, yeah. But
So it's
no.
not clearly Snickers?
No.
What is it then? Me?
No. Anytime I see 100 grand in the kids' little bags, I threaten that that's mine. Parent tax.
The 100 grand is a sleeper. It
Oh,
definitely is a
there you
sleeper.
go.
Like
she definitely loves those.
I don't think it gets so I agree with I don't but I think Snickers tops it because I don't think 100 grand gets the respect that it does.
Then respect it.
That's a good
Give
point.
it a
All right.
chance.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't see it as often. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd go mini Butterfinger as well.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Super sweet. I get it,
A little
but I'm,
taste.
I'm just taking the tiniest little
Yeah.
size.
I just get stuck in like the
Yeah.
grooves of your
Yeah,
teeth, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
got to deal with that. All right. Anyway, back to Reverence Coffee in East Peoria, next to Costco. So I know a lot of you out there go to Costco, so there's no reason why it should be difficult to stop in and check them out. When they do come in, what can they expect?
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people, like you said, kind of do coffee in Costco, whether
Yeah.
it's before they go in or right after on the drive home. But we're in a convenient spot for you to do that. So when you come in, you're going to see an awesome place. She designed and kind of redid most of the whole inside, the bathrooms and everything. You'll be greeted by some very experienced baristas that put a lot of effort and care into each drink that's being made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. What kind of drinks are you making? Because I know you make some specialty syrups and all those sorts of things. So walk us through that menu.
Yeah, we really pride ourselves in like really good ingredients. I've always been into sports, nutrition, health, so using top-notch quality ingredients is really important to me. So we focus on the vanillas made in-house. We always have seasonal syrups that are made in-house with real fresh ingredients. So really you can taste it in your drink, so you can add that into any latte, cappuccino. Espresso tonic is a fun drink as well to add with some of our syrups. So yeah, you're gonna get a really good quality drink, and then we also have high quality pastries, avocado toast, so you can kind of get best of both worlds.
Yeah, I have a vanilla latte here that you were gracious enough to bring to me. Is that like, is it a basic drink? Like, as a guy going up, I always feel like I should send my wife up to order that for me,
No,
but
that is a safe go-to.
It
You
definitely
are
is.
good. No,
okay,
we see
okay,
the full range of things. I mean, people will get a latte, add our cold foam on top of it,
okay,
and that might be a flavor of its own.
yeah,
I don't care. As
yeah,
long as people like it is
okay.
my thing. So yeah, get whatever. We got a pumpkin spice latte. Maybe that's up your alley.
Maybe not that one, but yeah,
But I just think we definitely go that extra mile because a vanilla latte could be like, could it be very simple? Could you just buy some Tarani syrup or another really nice brand.
Yeah.
Yes, but we think it can be even better. Elevate it, make it from scratch, and then I think you can taste the difference.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like when I order something like this, like I think you graduate when you get to meal. Is it meal? Meal?
Yeah.
Meal. And like I feel like people come in and those they're like, oh, I'm over here with my vanilla latte. So
No, not here. It's a good
Okay.
go-to for sure. And like he mentioned, it's really high quality coffee too. So the coffee that you get to taste in there is fantastic.
for sure, for sure, it's delicious. I love it. So let's rewind a little bit because you told us a little bit about where you're at today, but take us through the journey of getting this thing started. So I've known Kelsey for a long time through previous employment, and then I've known obviously you, Chris, through Kelsey, and also seeing you out. Um, so knowing that background and seeing where you are today, I'm interested to see like what happened in between.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about where we've came from in such a short amount of time. But I mean, coffee is something I really love doing. I didn't picture myself when I was 12 years old, running a coffee shop. I was came out of high school, went into some sales jobs, did really well, worked at Verizon corporate for a really long time, then worked with some other small businesses, which was a big change from working with the corporate company, and got to see the struggles, but the good parts as well. I even worked with the local roofing company here and solar company, Roof Tiger and Solar Panther. And Ben Morrow was really inspirational and kind of showed me like what could be done. So I mean, I had a lot of people that I worked for that kind of laid some nice footwork for me to kind of vision, something that I really liked doing, and coffee was kind of it at that time and still is. And yeah, so it kind of just led to a point in my life where I really wanted to do something for us, something for our family, and coffee was definitely it. But I knew I couldn't do it by myself. So yeah, I created an LLC out of nowhere to her, and the journey kind of began.
I love it. Because I used to see you out because I was in sales about the same time you were in sales. So we would see each other out. And I think you had mentioned to me that being in coffee shops, not only your prior love for coffee, but also being in coffee shops kind of help get the wheels turning, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being in coffee, like making it a lot at home, testing coffee when you're out on the road, in between appointments, you kind of start to develop quite a palate for it, a taste for coffee, and you can start to compare your stuff versus other coffee shops. Maybe not everybody does that, but it's fun to do in my world. So I started really pushing the limit there, trying other coffees with coffee baristas in town, and really they kind of also supported and said that I had something to work on here. And from there, I was just confident that I could do it and pull it off.
Nice. I didn't know that part. So when you were was there a point when you were in coffee shops all the time working? Was there a point where you kind of actively were like, okay, I know this is something I want to do, and you started analyzing the coffee shop operations, or was it more subliminal and you got to a point where you're like, I want to do this, and I've seen it so much naturally that I think I can do it?
It was kind of exactly what you said. I just, over time, 2, 3 years, I just pictured myself doing what they were doing, just in a
Gotcha.
different way. I mean, I even worked for like a sports nutrition company similar to GNC. So I've just got a really diverse background as far as working with people one-on-one, customers, and I always loved cooking, making coffee, and this is a way that I can do that with customers and kind of hopefully they can feel the passion and enjoyment that I'm kind of putting into my work.
For sure, for sure. Now, Kelsey, we've heard a lot from Chris about all of the things that led his mind and body and spirit into this. When did it become real for you as you were kind of an instrumental part of this and also a support system to Chris and kind of seeing that passion unfold? When did it become real for you that this is what you guys were doing?
It took a minute. I mean, you hear people talk about wanting to start a business or have this big idea, and no one goes forward with it majority of the time. So then when he's like, oh, I want to open a coffee shop, I'm just playing the supportive wife role, like, yeah, of course, sure.
Yeah,
I just humored it, but didn't expect anything to go from there. And when I learned that he had created that LLC was the step that I knew that he was like serious, that things were serious. And then I found out I'm an owner on that
Yeah,
LLC. So I was
yeah,
like, okay, like we are actually doing it. So that's when it kind of slapped me in the face, like this is going to happen. And then, I mean, that was the fall of what, 23.
Mhm.
And then by 2024, like, or I guess December, we're finding a spot to have our coffee shop in.
yeah.
So it kind of snowballed really quickly, though there was times where it felt not so fast, but
Yep.
Yeah.
relatively speaking, everything moved really fast in my mind from the LLC standpoint.
For sure. Now let's keep talking about that because you mentioned the building and you're starting to get into what it actually took. Chris recently mentioned that you did a lot of the work yourself, like the aesthetics are owned by you. So talk about that. Talk about finding that location. I know that you posted a lot of your journey with the building and interested to hear about like selecting suppliers and all of that. So run through that for me if you don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're from East Peoria. That's where we live. And we're always going to different towns in order for our little family coffee trips. And so we felt that there was a void in East Peoria specifically. The Levy District we think is fantastic. And so we wanted to be there and we tried to find a spot. And it was actually really difficult to find any location that we could work. We toured another spot that we were very excited about, but like it would have sank us. It would have been too expensive to build out and it just like wouldn't happen. And then we passed these buildings over here by Costco and we're like, who owns that? Like it wasn't up for lease or anything like that. And we worked to figure out who it was and just said like, we have an idea. Will you let us lease out your space? And they said yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we got the keys like the Friday before after Christmas to space, but it was a long road because there was no heat at the time. Like all the utilities were off. It was pretty rough in there
Yeah.
because it wasn't used for a good couple of years or so.
Yeah, it was in rough shape.
Yeah, so we got the keys, but we couldn't really do a whole lot. And then I'm in there and I have some background of like construction, if you will, with
Mhm.
my dad. And so I like to consider myself handy enough. So I started pulling up the floors because I knew like that wasn't going to be a thing. What was there? And then it got uglier. There was a lot of like subfloor issues and tons of problems that we're uncovering all while it's like freezing cold in there and I'm like
Yeah.
working in the middle of this
Yeah.
winter. No bathrooms, mind you, either, like absolutely no toilets, nothing. So but yeah, it got real ugly and so we needed to do a whole like cosmetic remodel. Mainly cosmetic for I would say for the most
Mhm.
part. So, but we kind of flipped the layout of what people maybe remember when it was a sweet shop. And I the building kind of changed some of the branding that I was envisioning and the environment. And so I knew I wanted to turn it black and lean into that. And yeah, we went for it. And I have done some remodel projects in our house before. And so I knew of some vendors to like reach out to as far as like flooring goes, or I had other connections where I found a tile guy and then I know some general contractors and just had a bunch of people in and out and I'm still connected with, still refer out for things along the way. But it was definitely exciting to once we got toilets, which actually was way far in, but it was exciting to see everything come to life.
Yeah. I was watching it from afar. I distinctly remember you using that projector to paint on your building, the letters,
Oh,
right? I
yeah.
think you used the projector.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, and it would make sense that you had to do it at night, right? But I just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just envisioning late nights of grinding at this location.
Yeah, like signage is expensive. So
Yeah.
I was like, how can I have something that, is big and looks great? And so I decided, yeah, let's project the logo into the building. I'll paint it. Why not? Of course, it has to be dark. And it was a black building, so it's really hard. I don't have a great projector, and so or the street lights are on. So yeah, I made sure I was at a partner in crime on those nights when I was like outside working
Yeah.
late, but I work full time. and we've got kids and stuff. So basically, once the kids go to bed, I would come down to the shop and work.
Wow.
And there was nights where I was working till probably consistently at least midnight, but I was there till 3 in the morning and then go home, get up and do it all again. And yeah, like, so he's putting in all those crazy hours now that we're open, but
Mhm.
prior to opening, it was reverse. And I was
Yeah.
there like cramming to get the build out done because we had this window of time that we wanted to try and hit, and it moves fast. So.
Yeah. I mostly appreciate, not mostly, one of the things I appreciate a lot is that passion isn't going away. You know, I stopped in, it was a couple weeks ago, and everything, I judge a location generally by the bathrooms and all, and like those things, right? And everything is just, you put your attention into it's super clean, everything's in order. Like it looks like you just opened. And I very much appreciate that when I step into a place.
Thank you.
Shows that you care.
Yes, I have an attention to detail, and so just kind of goes into everything that especially I'm passionate about. So I'm very proud of our bathrooms,
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
come in and I'm like, no, you should see our bathrooms.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
think I'm crazy, or the baristas working hard, like probably always rolling their eyes at me, but I'm like, they look good, they smell good. I feel like, I don't know, you want to be in a cozy space that feels clean and you can be comfortable and welcomed and have a
Yep.
good drink and pastry on top of it.
For sure. Baristas are awesome too. I remember I met Kyle. Kyle's his name. Shout out to Kyle. We met for, I don't know, not that long, just enough to get an introduction, and he let me shoot some of the opening footage. And 2 weeks later, I showed up paying for the coffee that I walked out of without paying. But he remembered my name,
Yeah.
and just super delightful guy. And that's the experience that I've had. So.
I mean, when people don't pay for their drinks, we usually remember their name and face. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So we mentioned a lot, the purpose of this interview and community, and we talked about how you were so supportive of me, and I'm trying to do the same for you. You do a lot for the community, so let's talk about that. I'm aware of some things, but I'll open the floor up to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So in a new business, you don't have a lot to like financially give, but we've wanted to still support everyone around us because they're so supportive of us. And so we've had a lot of other small businesses that wanted to partner with us and do different events and like cross promotion. And so we've hosted a lot of clay nights with the Clay Den. They'll come to us and then we'll host that, which is fun after hours. We've also had, I like to bring in an ear piercer to the coffee shop. Not all coffee shops do, but I love it. So
Okay.
there's been events where we've had our ear piercer on site.
Okay.
We've done permanent jewelry too. I got a tattoo artist in for our 1-year birthday anniversary. So yeah, like it's really fun just using the other people's great gifts that they have and then them using our space and audiences from all of the above being able to come together. So we've also dabbled with it with food. I mean, we were doing the cannolis for a bit. We've Ardor is helping us with our bread and some pastries. We've got Tato's Donuts. We host an entrepreneur group, the Smart Start community. We host the meetings monthly in there. So then we're gathering other entrepreneurs, and it's a really great group. We just like to brainstorm, throw ideas off of each other, and help each other out. So pretty much, yeah, you get like a really big soft spot for other small business owners, especially once you join that community. So yeah, any way that we can help out is cool.
Yeah. How do people, is that like an open invite thing to that? Did you call it Smart Start or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
Smart Start. Yeah. We welcome anyone to come. So I think we're kind of slowing down for the winter, and we need more people though to start showing some interest once we do have the meeting so we can keep it going. Because it's no cost to us, and they have a dashboard that supports small businesses and like steps that you can walk through, which is
Gotcha.
super awesome. And it's community funded, like government level funded. So it's important that people show interest and come. So we definitely love when it happens. You can find that information on our social media, Facebook or Instagram, and we'll share it. I don't think we have anything scheduled yet for next month, but probably
Okay.
with holidays, it might be a couple months off.
Cool. You haven't talked about the bike rack though. I
Oh,
want to hear
true.
more about that.
There's all these things we got.
Yeah. Let's talk about the bike rack.
Worked to raise funds to get a bike rack, which was cool. I mean, there's such good trails in Peoria and Morton and East Peoria, and they all kind of connect. So I figured you gotta fuel that long bike ride,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
grab some coffee. We also have water. Dabble in both. But then yeah, I wanted a bike rack to be able to help like people coming there. And we already had some bikers that would come through, but there was no great spot for their bikes, and so I thought, let's do that.
Yeah.
So there was some people from Thrivent that connected with us that wanted to help, and Russell Cycle and Fitness, and then just the community in general. A lot of people showed up, and we made it happen. So we have a bike rack now.
Awesome.
Yeah,
which
the
is-
biker
yeah,
community is very supportive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yep. And then you didn't talk about your apparel because I see 2 hoodies on. Well, that's not
Yes.
it, but yeah.
It's doing apparel.
Yeah, so I love fashion in general and shopping and all the things, and so this is a fun outlet for me. Yeah, so I'm really proud of the apparel that we do offer at our coffee shop, and so I've got a crew neck example on, which it's so comfy I could live in it, and embroidered, and he's got his sweatshirt that's embroidered. So I try to do everything like obviously branded for the coffee shop, but also in a tasteful, classic way, or just good materials that we're using. And so I'm really proud of it. He told me I need to stop getting new stuff, so it might be a little while before
Yeah.
I get some new stuff, but definitely I have some boxes of things for the future to come soon.
Sure. I love it. I love the apparel. Love
Thank you.
it. So we've alluded to this a couple times in the interview that this small business or any business ownership is can be difficult at times. There are some upsides and there are also some downsides. So I want to hear from both of you that the motto of the interview series is it's called compromise. So I always ask like, what is 1 or 2 compromises that you've had to make to get where you're at? So Chris, if you can tell me one, at least one, and then Kelsey, let me know of one that you've had to make.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, there's the ups, the downs. This is one of the ups and positives of owning your own business. You get to come do some cool stuff like this. But for me, I mean, before we had the business, I was the morning guy. I guess I'm still the morning guy, but I'd wake up, make a cool big breakfast for the kiddos. Now I'm out the door before, they even get up. So, that's my big sacrifice, time seeing them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a huge one.
Mhm.
Huge one.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
I would
Kelsey.
say like you're giving up comfort, what you know, like your normal routines and schedules, it's gone, or financial comfort
Yeah.
gone. Like it's just everything is flipped over. Your balance is shifted. And so instead of being more generally balanced, it's oftentimes like this.
Yeah.
But it's just part of it. And
Yeah, but it's fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's hard, but it's good
yeah,
work.
it's just once you get in it, like everyone kind of understands that feeling. And so I think that's maybe why everyone supports each other, because they get how hard it is and grueling and the sacrifices. Like, yes, our business is only open from certain times a day, but we're still on all the time, like responding
Oh,
to emails or talking through different things that need to get done, and running to the coffee shop because there's maybe like a small emergency after hour, like
Yeah.
or projects to get done. So
Can't
it's
turn
just
off.
yeah, we're always on.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully one day, but it's too early. We
Yeah.
gotta make sure everything's great.
For sure. And I just thought of this question, and if it's a little bit difficult to answer, I'll edit the thing out. But
bring it on.
there was but you were pretty transparent about it, so I feel comfortable asking. There was a time where it did get a little tough for you. You called on the community, and I remember sitting there thinking, because I don't know if we had actually been in conversation yet at that point, but I know I had intended to contact you, and that was the thing that made me a little bit more passionate about connecting and making something happen between us. So
Yeah.
sounds like you know what I'm talking about. Can you talk I don't need you to kind of go through the painful parts of it if you don't want to, but I know that there was a huge bounce back from
Yeah.
that. So at whatever comfort level you have, talk about that situation.
I mean, I was crying, and I don't cry in front of people, so
Yeah.
I don't mind talking about it because it's already out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. So we had opened in May and we survived the summer, and it's never been like comfortable as far as like making all the payments and all the things going out and
Yeah, we
income
didn't
and
have
expenses.
like a major advertisement budget when we started up.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
so
It was word of mouth, social media,
yeah,
whatever we could do. So
yeah,
yeah, that first winter came around quickly.
yeah. So come winter, we just like we didn't have enough money. I was worried about being able to pay our staff. What like really triggered me, like literally moments before I made that post, was the credit card got declined that I was using for the electric bill. And so I'm freaking
Yeah,
out because I've got staff's livelihood that I'm responsible for. Like they're counting on us. And then our family, like we have kids. So there's all that pressure. Not the lights may not come on if I don't get this bill paid, and there's just like that money's not in our account. And I hit a point and I just made a raw video. I just started kind of talking, and I'm stubborn and hard-headed, don't like to show all of my emotions, and just started talking on that video and put it out there for people to just understand. I don't know. I didn't have it in me to fully like ask for help, but I was kind of asking
Sure.
for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was, I had no intentions of anything. And it was so well received. That was a pivotal moment in us just surviving. And from there, like it got shared so many times and like more word of mouth. And so people were discovering us,
Yeah.
which was so huge. So then after that, we got busier and busier, and it wasn't so tight and so scary. But then we still keep hitting those patches. So it's so integral that people don't think coming in the one time is like, you're good now, right? Like we just need people to keep talking about us, keep showing up those Google reviews or sharing our page, and helps, because like we hit another really low spot the other month or so. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this going to be another winter that is so scary? Like, I don't know. I think I have PTSD
Yeah.
from it.
For sure.
But,
For sure.
yeah, it was wild. And then, so that day I'm crying. And then literally within the next few days, I'm then crying over just like the happiness and support and love that I'm feeling, which I'm not a happy crier.
Yeah.
And I'm in there like getting all these sweet messages of support, and I'm like crying. I'm like, what is happening? So it was amazing. It still is. And it just, shocks me all the time how amazing people are.
For sure. I'm glad that there was that bounce back, and
Yeah.
I just hope for continued success for you guys. For me personally, when I saw that video, I already talked about what it did for me initially, but the one thing that helped me kind of put it all in context was the fact that you both chronicled your journey through it on social media. So you could see before that video hit, you could see the passion that you had for the business. And it wasn't just, and I don't want to sound dismissive to other people who have been in situations and imply anything, but it wasn't for me. I didn't take it as, they just kind of went into it, didn't know what they were doing, didn't put the effort into it, and is looking for the community to bail them out. It was more like, I know they're putting their heart and soul into this business, and it struck differently because we were able to see that journey the whole way. So,
our social media is probably not the norm for coffee shops. Like you see probably a lot more coffee and offerings and stuff, and less of like the people behind it. Or so it's just from the start, it's always been our journey. And so I figured it still is, and let's share it. We're pretty transparent. We've had a lot of like humps and valleys, and so we just keep, and they all hit at the same time, obviously. But we just keep like digging out of those, and it's like shortly after that something amazing happens, and it just like reminds you why you're doing it, or like you can do it. So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we'll end on this is I want to give kind of a promo spotlight. So everyone that's listening, what can you tell them? This is your moment. What can you tell them about Reverence Coffee? What's coming up? What's going on? And how can we all help?
We are working on our winter seasonal menu, so that's going to be coming up really soon. You might be able to get a little sneak peek if you're actually coming in, probably Black Friday weekend. We're hoping to be ready, so we'll announce it to the people
Okay.
on social media maybe the week after that. But we want the people that are coming in to be rewarded with that early opportunity. So that's coming up. We've been out and about at different offsite events lately, or we're doing some catering orders, which is really exciting. We've had some private after hours events on site. So, I mean, people that are looking to host anything, those are options for you, whether that's offsite catering, if you want us there and actually popping up and working there, or if you want to do something in our space after hours, like those are all things I don't think people realize that we can do.
Mhm.
And I really enjoy them. I enjoy the event side of things and the customer service side of things. So, yeah, we just keep coming in, keep drinking the coffee, keep talking about it. If you had a good experience, like let us know, blast it, do a Google review, all the things. We appreciate it. It does truly make a difference.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
We love the feedback. So
Okay, awesome. And I meant to end it there, but you started talking about, and I will end it here, I think. You did talk about things that people didn't know you did.
Mhm.
So when I saw that bridal shower event,
Yeah.
right after
Mhm.
hours, I looked at some of the pictures in the menu. I had no idea that that was even in the ballpark of what you offered. So give that
Yeah.
detail as well.
Yeah. So we did coffee for that. We did espresso.
Okay.
So there was affogatos and espresso martinis, but the people that had the venue, they brought in their own those cute little charcuterie cups,
Okay.
and they brought their own goods, which was fine. Like we didn't mind. We're able to do pastries and I said even like little parfait cups we could have done, but they wanted to do something else, and we are open to that. Like,
Yeah.
so you could do as much or as little with us, like just purely just the space itself. If you wanted to have a staffed like barista there making drinks to order, that's an option. We had batched up some espresso, so it was ready for them, and I kind of helped with setup. I'm just on site helping and doing all my detail oriented stuff, and so yeah, it can.
we've
can go
hosted a
half
lot of
ways.
on-site events too on the patio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have that patio space too.
There's
So
been
when the
groups of
weather's
10, 15 out there.
yeah, yeah. So large groups, and if you want something during hours, we can always kind of offer that patio space as a good gathering spot. I know we've hosted a graduation party after hours on a Sunday before, and that turned out really good. So yeah.
Okay, that's important to know because you kind of minimized your role in it, saying you offered the coffee, but it's so good to know that you could bring you be fluid to what the event looks like and
Yeah.
partner with the client on what it looks like because not a lot of venues do that. So people knowing that you can talk through a plan with them helps to know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's awesome. All right, anything else before we conclude today?
Come give us a try. I think we've got some of the best coffee. We're a multi-roaster, so coffee nerds that like to buy expensive coffee from different places. Well, we've got 4 or 5 different roasters with some really nice stuff. So definitely come give us a try. I think you'll be surprised.
Okay, everyone. Reverence Coffee next to Costco in East Peoria.
Thanks.
All right, awesome. Yeah, you bet. Thank you for coming.